get in here. YouTube.com/@Grinning Neko VT, and then Twitch.tv/Grinning Neko. Oh, perfect. Ah, woo. Okay, let's get going. Let's get started. Let's get popping. Ah! Ah! I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to be back in my home. I'm so happy to be back in my little apartment with like AC cranked to like 68 degrees. It's so nice to not have to like worry about doing anything. I saved this, right? I saved this. Yeah, this is saved. This is all good to go. Cool. Bop, bop, bop. All right. We'll keep Twitter up because I'm gonna go through I'm gonna go through pictures and stuff and talk about everything. Okay. Okay, we're here, we're back. Boop. Yo, good meowning, guys, gals, MBs, and hold on, let me turn down this music. There we go. Good meowning, guys, gals, MBs, and YouTube catters. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, Tuesday night, Wednesday meowning. It is Tuesday. I almost said Monday. I'm so used to like the first stream back being Monday. Like I forgot that I traveled all day Monday. I flew all day Monday to get home. So it is Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday meowning. Welcome in. Good to see y'all. So happy to be back. So happy to be like not have to stress about anything. I mean, to be fair, all right, to put in perspective, I treat these tournaments, I mean, I'm not a huge like pro player or anything. I'm not a sponsored team player. I'm not trying to get on a sponsored team. I'm not trying to like become the next Jesse Cotton or anything like that. So I just enjoy competitive card game playing, and if I do well, I do well. But like this trip was a like vacation for me, rather than like a stressful time. Would I like to do well? Yes, I'm very competitive and I always like to do well, and I feel bad if I don't do well. But also, like, once I was done for Yu-Gi-Oh for the day, I would go find a bar and like drink, heavily drink each night, and have like a good time, a good vacation. I slightly wish that I had more time, that I had another day to actually explore Minneapolis, because it was a very beautiful city. Like Minnesota in general was a beautiful state, and then Minneapolis was a very beautiful city. One of the most like walkable major cities I've ever been in. It was very like Austin, very Seattle core, but like the streets were clean. There was no sketchy shit going on ever. Like I didn't run into anything. Weed was legalized, or weed was legal there, so like that was the most I ever ran into, was just like people smoking weed on the streets, which I don't care if it's legal or not. That doesn't bother me. Hello, good meowning, Mercy. How are you? Welcome in. Doing good. Just got back from Minneapolis, just got back from Yu-Gi-Oh! Nats yesterday, and so this is the first return stream back, and I missed everybody. So we're going to talk about the entire trip as a whole. But Minneapolis was very beautiful, very walkable city. I walked like everywhere. I guess we'll start off with that trip. Is the hotel I originally booked was I arrived like Thursday afternoon, around like 4 or 5 p.m. Business hour, or like as everyone was getting off work. And unfortunately, the first hotel I booked, when I was looking for cheap places to stay, it was the cheapest place to stay like within the area. I got employee discounts because it was like a brand name hotel of a hotel that I run for my job, my occupation. And so it was the cheapest place I could stay within like a reasonable distance, but it was like 2.5, almost 3 miles away, and me being from where I am, like 2 miles, 3 miles is not that far. It's very close. But here apparently it was very far away because like it was way out of walking distance. I was hoping to like find the little rentable like scooters or bikes to bike and scoot my way to the convention center each day. But it was like outside of the city proper, like across a bridge, across a river. And there's not really like a good feasible way to ride like a ride share thing like that to the convention each day. So I would have been did you know you could force a buy round by running over competitors with your car before the event? I flew, so I didn't even have a car. And Magic the Gathering players are wild. Magic the Gathering players are crazy. Oh, that's wild. But yeah, so basically from my hotel I would have had to Uber to and from the convention center each day, which was like a almost $20 Uber multiple times throughout the day. And then if I wanted to go out and drink, if I wanted to go out to the bars, I would also have to Uber to and from. So basically, yo, how about Curie for president? You're the guy at the, nice, the guy at the airport. Yeah. It was so cool getting to meet you too. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Like made my trip. I haven't gotten to that part of the story yet, but yeah, no, that was insane to me. I met so many catters. I met so many people who like recognized my voice from the videos that I've watched content throughout the tournament, and it was scary to me because I'm still small bean. I'm small bean VTuber. I'm small bean content creator, and I didn't recognize how recognizable I was, or people like realized who I was. But you were the first person to ask for an autograph. Mostly just got like pictures with everybody. Oh, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. Holy shit. Yeah. So yeah, basically it would have been so expensive to Uber back and forth to my hotel that I booked a different place to stay going from Friday to Monday. That was like actually directly in the city proper, and that was only like 0.3 miles away from the convention center, and it was only $20 more a night to stay at that hotel. So I technically saved money since I didn't have to Uber anywhere else. I walked basically everywhere from there. So that was a good decision on my part. So we get there Thursday, get pre-registered for the Genesis event, since I was going to play the Genesis event Friday. Walked the convention center. Very nice place. It was very confusing a little bit because there was a lot of major events going on at this convention center throughout the entire weekend. One of which being the National Bridge tournament, like Bridge, the like playing card game for like old people. What was going on at this tournament. So when I asked like a security guard or like event staff, like, hey, where's the card game tournament being held? They actually pointed me towards the bridge tournament, and I was like, no, that's incorrect. that is wrong. I don't belong there, at least not yet. I'm not that old. But yeah, and like the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament itself was like in one of the convention centers, just kind of like tucked in the back. But it was a large convention center. It was a large venue. It was really pretty. It was really nice. Like it wasn't hot or musty or anything like that. Didn't have any issues with like people with hygiene, surprisingly, as much as the like Yu-Gi-Oh memes go. Everyone was very clean. At least at the main events, everyone was very clean. I walked past the side events a couple of times, and some people like reeked of weed, and I'm just like, calm down, chill. But outside of that, I didn't have any issues. But yeah, day 0, I ended up buying my overframe BLS that I needed to fully overframe my deck. I could not afford the Starlight overframes because I'm still very poor and still very small content creator. Did not have the money for that. But yeah, at least I have my overframes for the at least I have the ultra rare overframes, which are gorgeous nonetheless. What else happened Thursday? I think that was about it. Like, after we got registered, kind of chilled out. There was not really anything going on Thursday. Just a little walk around, just meet up with my friends who are from my locals that also had their invites that I hung out with the entire time. And then we like went to the bar, found like this amazing like back alley pint bar place. Like, it was called like the Crooked Pint, I think. That I had like the tastiest burger I've had in a long time, where their specialty was for their burgers. They give you like the American cheese and stuff like that, or whatever cheese kind of burger you had, but they also injected the meat patty with cheese as well. So when you bit down into it, it also just like oozed out more American cheese or whatever cheese, like pepper jack cheese, that you wanted in the patty. And it was so delicious. It was so good. We went back there multiple times, and their beers were like nice and cheap. They had like a lot of good beers on tap as well. Hello, give me Meowning to see what special card you get. Yeah, we're gonna open up the I'll scream. We're gonna open up my day 2 pack here in a little bit as well. So I guess, do we want to talk about the Genesis experience or just go into the main event experience? Because I'll be honest, Genesis experience was a little bit negative, was a little bit rough. Did not have a good time at the Genesis tournament. It was not Gucci. It was not Gucci at all. It was kind of stinky of an event. There was a lot of like technical issues, no fault to Konami. It was like out of their control. Like, if like websites don't work and go down, they did their best to try and organize it and get it to work as much as humanly possible. Apparently there was like production issues as well, which sometimes you can't foresee. So that was unfortunate. Konami should unhit cross. What cross out designator? I think cross out designator is fine. Going first is like, if it's cross out designator, no, cross out designator is fine. Oh, cross right zeal. Oh, I mean, it's not hit in the TCG. I found that out because I thought it was banned too in the TCG. Yeah, in Master Duel, Master Duel's whatever. Master Duel's a lawless wasteland. I think they'll eventually unhit it because like Ryzeal's not going to do anything. Even with Mitsurugi being in the format. Excuse me. But yeah. No, Heck Hands is great. Heck Hands is wonderful. Heck Hands is very strong in Genesis. Found that out too. Heck Hands is extremely busted in Genesis and hopefully gets pointed as well. But yeah. So day 1, Friday, basically was the Genesis tournament. It wasn't like, I have a lot of issues with the Genesis format itself, or not Genesis overall. Like, I really want Genesis to be good. Let me preface this with, I really want the Genesis format to be good. I want to enjoy the Genesis format. I want it to be good. I want there to be alternative ways to play Yu-Gi-Oh. That being said, I think the most recent points list with the most recently released cards in both Battles of Legend, the new Battles of Legend set with the Teller Knight support, what else was in it that like broke the game? A Teller Knight support, the hero support, the stuff that came out in Chaos Origins as well with Blitzclick. I think was a huge misstep by Konami. Did Hero get gutted? No, that's the problem. That's the problem. I think all of those three decks in particular, Teller Knights, Hero, and Blitzclick, should have been pointed way more heavily than they got pointed on the points list that they had at the beginning of this month, right before the tournament. Blitzclick, if you didn't see the they don't even make Dark Claw or Plasma. That's the thing. They just, the Hero deck FTKs you with not Rainbow Neos, with Cosmo Neos very easily. They just FTK you. They make if you haven't read Cosmo Neos, it is Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, but easier to get out. Yep, they did the Calamity line. So basically, and then the Teller Knights also just FTK you, and if they don't FTK you, they make 2 unoutable towers that have like 5,400 attack, something wild like that. Like, you just can't beat over. You basically lose. Regardless, so I think it was a huge misstep by Konami to not point those decks heavier, and then go back, and if it was unwarranted, like if they pointed Blitzclick a lot heavier and then went back and unpointed them, or like reverted some points, or like changed the points around if it was unwarranted, then that's absolutely, I think that's what should be the like going forward process. Because unfortunately, if they don't do that, Genesis just becomes a just play whatever new archetype comes out that is pointed, that is low pointed main engine, and then you get to just run all the non-engine in the world. Like 7 out of the top 8 decks at Genesis Nationals was Blitzclick, because it was just not pointed heavily enough. The cards are insane. Whisker, the best card in the deck, the best card in the deck is was unpointed. Meanwhile, like the names were just like 5 or 3 points a piece, so they were just played no problem. And then they could just play every single non-engine card in the game. Well, Charmy's, Purlia's, Nibiru's, etc., hand traps, to where you couldn't play the game. So huge misstep there by Konami, which is very unfortunate, because this event was supposed to be like the showcase for Genesis, like to get people excited to play Genesis. And with the amalgamation of like production troubles that they couldn't really control, I won't hold that against them. The website troubles, again, couldn't really control, I won't hold that against them. But all of that combined with the fact that the like format of the most recent points list just being rancid, like FTK decks or clear best decks in the format, was really bad. Was really awful. Like, it just a terrible experience for like both viewers and players. My very first round against my very first round in the Genesis tournament was literally Teller Knight FTK, where I lost the die roll. They went first game 1. I didn't open any hand traps. I didn't open one of my 6 Mulcharmies. They FTK me, and I'm like, cool. All right, game 2. Game 2, they double Mulcharmy me because their deck is not pointed heavily, and their deck is not pointed heavily, and I just like scoop because I can't make a board through double Mulcharmy. So I'm just like, okay, cool, great experience, awesome, wonderful. Oh no, they go double Mulcharmy me. I give them 1 draw, still set up my end board like of like woes to make a synchro during their turn and stuff like that. And they go first action, Kaiju, the Kaiju board wipe, interrupted Kaiju slumber, and just wipe my board. And I'm just like, awesome, great, cool back and forth game. They go Mulcharmy me during their own draw phase. So if I go like Diabella effect or whatever, or go woes. I give them 2 draws, and then they go interrupted kaiju slumber, and I'm just like, all right, sick, we're here now. So instant scooped after that. But yeah, I mean, that was apparently like a lot of people's experiences, was like, if they don't open the Molcharmy, they just die. And if their opponent opens the Molcharmy, they can't play. And then if they don't open like hand traps, they get FTK'd. And so it just wasn't a pleasant experience for like everyone that I talked to about their Genesis experience, unfortunately. Oh, what else? Yeah, so after that, I didn't really care about like the Genesis tournament like experience. I went like X3, X4 like very early, and just dropped, because I'd rather like rather at that point just focus on advanced. But like I said, I really want Genesis to be good. I really want Genesis to be good. I really want to enjoy Genesis. I hope there is just a sweeping ban list, points list in the upcoming week or upcoming weeks. I'll give them until the end of the month. A sweeping ban list, points list based off of this Nats, because this was the first like official major Genesis event. So this is like the first time they got just widespread data of what they need to hit, and hopefully there are sweeping changes to improve the format, because like I said, I'm not alone in this thought. There are a lot of people that want Genesis to be good, that enjoy the deck building in Genesis, that they want yesterday's today's gameplay with yesterday's cards, however the saying goes. Like, they find the deck building a lot of fun, being able to like find alternative ways to play your deck and build your decks, that don't want it to just be advanced light, where like the 3rd best deck in advanced or 4th best deck in advanced is the best deck in Genesis. So hopefully they like adjust their points list and really just kind of nuke these brand new decks that have come out, and these FTK decks that have come out, and we go from there. So I really want like a lower power leveled format. Like, I'm annoyed that, like, I hate to use the line, rest in peace Simo, but he was kind of correct in the sense that the points list is kind of vibes based, because you have some decks like White Forest that have engine, and very important engine, like our field spell, which still even locks us out of dark monsters for the turn from the extra deck. But our field spell is 30 points or 33 points, like utterly unplayable in the list, because then we wouldn't be able to run any non-engine. But then you have Omni negates in other decks, or extenders or 1-card starters in other decks like Blitzclick, or Omni negates in Heka hands that is unpointed, that there's no points in. And so they get to play like all their points in their extra deck monsters, or like RDA, for example, that have like barely any points in their main deck. So all of their extra deck monsters that they guarantee get into are the points, which like stuff like Bestial Dispotter, which is an Omni. So it is it's very rough. The Heka Hands counter traps aren't that bad. Dog, you don't know how many Heka Hands Chimera decks there were at that tournament, because the counter traps are free searchable Omni negates, let alone they hand rip you for 2. So you are starting with 3 cards in your hand against that deck, and they have 2 Omni negates for 2 of your 3 cards. Like the Heka that are searchable Omni negates. Like Heka Hands Heka Hands Chimera is a crazy deck. Heka Hands Godos is one of the best hand traps in Genesis, to where like people are just playing Heka Hands Godos in their main deck, no matter what they're playing, because it is just a hand trap, steal your opponent's monster. And it's unpointed. Yeah, people, if you have not kept track with Genesis, if you have not kept up with Genesis, there is a lot of creative hand traps from engines that people just generically play because they're unpointed hand traps. It's why people were playing, is why the Rescue Ace stuff got hit, is because people were playing just like Rescue Ace Fire Attacker, things like that. Like you get really creative with your interruptions and with your stuff for those decks, or for Genesis decks. Now that I'm back, I'm gonna wait till the points list comes out, but I definitely want to cook up like an illusion spellcaster deck with the heck hand stuff if it doesn't get pointed with the White Forest stuff, because you can go like Sinful Spoils of the White Forest, fuse your White Forest names with the Hecka Hands names and make your Hazamina names. So there's some stuff to cook there. We need the Xyz equivalent of Super Poly. No, we don't. We need Super Poly banned. We need Super Poly gone. You don't solve an issue problematic card for one like summoning by giving another problematic card for the other summoning. Yeah, I'm not talking about Master Duel. I am talking about you. This is a TCG stream. We were talking about TCG. We're talking about Nats. But yeah. Anyways. So yeah, Genesis was not a great experience overall. Hopefully changes happen, sweeping changes happen in the future. But yeah. That being said, let it roll off my back, roll off my skin, whatever the saying is. Not stopped caring about it, but like didn't let it affect me, and decided to just enjoy Advanced and focus and lock in for Advanced on Friday or on Saturday, and glad I did so because we did really well in Advanced. Went 6-3 day one in Advanced format, qualified for day two, played Azamina Rolad, and I'm going to go over the deck guide, talk about the individual cards here in a little bit, show off my my mat, my sleeves that I got. We also have the day two envelope we're going to open up as well and see what day two card I got, because some of them are very expensive. I think this is the first set of them that have the little Nationals stamp on them as well. This is the first year that they did that, so pretty nice, pretty cool. But I mean, people defend Genesis because they want it to be good. Like I don't hate people, I don't blame people that wanted to defend Genesis. Like I want Genesis to be good too, but there are like glaring problems with the format. There are glaring problems that hopefully get resolved. Oh, not Genesis. Oh, Super Poly. Oh, then okay, yeah. Well, best of luck on your day two pull pack. Yeah. All right. So let me switch over my camera real fast. Yeah. So went 6-3 with Azamina Rolad. I think it was a wonderful call for the format. I enjoyed this deck so much. I love this deck so much. I had nothing but fun for the past like 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks when I was playtesting with this deck. Learning its ins and outs. And I think it was an amazing call for the format for the tournament. I don't think White Forest, unfortunately, is really good right now. I think White Forest is kind of dead until we get a ban list and get like at least KT out of the format, because like playing with like full knowledge, like KT playing with full knowledge, and also just manipulating your top deck with White Forest and seeing like able to see your lines is so very brutal that it just kind of makes the deck unplayable. And then like with the other like fringe decks running around like Invoked that also rip your extra deck, if they just rip the correct 3 names, then White Forest just doesn't play. Good morning, Billy Talent. Oh, you're the Sky Striker player. Hell yeah. What did you get from your day 2 pack? Hell yeah, hell yeah. Okay, so I will say, before we go into it, let me go grab my day 2 pack real fast. I was like, oh, all right, give me 1 second. Whee! Ah! Okay. Let me adjust this real fast. Gonna get a little weird. 1 second. You got Black Gale the Whirlwind? I didn't know if that was an option. I don't even know what the options are in this. I'm excited. 1 second, let me scoot up. There we go. Okay. Should be fixed there. And then, small. There. Okay. Wow. So, this is a mess because I recorded the deck tech for YouTube video already. But, let me just, get that out of here. There we go. Let me first start off by saying there were so many people that recognized me from my voice and from my field center that put 2 and 2 together. I was so scared. I was so worried because I'm small bean and I didn't expect people to realize who I was. So yeah, this is the format, or this is the participation trophy. This is the participation mat. It's really bad. I mean, I think, all right, let me say this. As a playable playmat, absolutely awful. But as a hang up display thing, like memorabilia, love it. Love the idea, or like the idea of it. I think my only complaint about it is I wish the card text on the cards were gone. I wish it was just blank, or they just did full arts on the cards, rather than hide them behind the card text. I think that was the only miss, but I do love the idea of showcasing the overframes and the cards from the overframes. Also do kind of wish the overframes were the retrains that we're getting in September in the Monster Mayhem box thing. I don't know why I just shuffled that deck. I don't know why I just did that to myself. Don't know why I just did that to myself. Why did I do that? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna find it. Okay, there's Diabell Star. Okay, that goes there. This goes here. And this goes here. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Hello, what's going on, Regal? Give me a. Let me turn on music just a little bit. Is this quiet for y'all? I don't hear it. But I'm also just probably loud. There we go. Let's do that. I miss competing in tournaments, but I'm 35 now. Listen, I'm not too much younger. I'm not too much younger. My birthday is actually coming up in 2 weeks. Oh no, next week. It's next week. It's in 8 days. No, I'm getting older, chat. My birthday's in 8 days. What the hell? Why is everything happening at once? Got some decent cards in the pool. There's 10 cards potentially in there. Hell yeah. So one of my friends messaged me the night of day 2 after we both dropped, and he pulled the Blue Eyes. So I was extremely jealous of him because he is a child. He is a child and he doesn't deserve money. But yeah, so we played Azamina Rolad. Oh yeah, I also got sleeves for playing in the tournament. I want to sleeve this deck with this with the world qualifier sleeves because they're very pretty. I like these sleeves a lot. Very gorgeous. They'll be great in they'll be great dual sleeved. Very shiny, very shiny. Love the colors of them. The judge sleeves are actually really good too. I met a judge in the airport with all of his memorabilia and stuff that he got for judging the event, and like the judge sleeves were like, looked like the Forbidden Crown mat with the like the black and red and like dripping. It was really pretty, but I do love the stars. I do love the little galaxies on them. I think it's perfect for me. If only there was just a little moon. If only there's a little moon on it, then it'd be absolutely perfect. But we got sleeves, and then unfortunately, because I had to register while I was playing the Genesis tournament on Friday, was when they had registration, and I was busy playing the Genesis tournament all day, so I couldn't, and the line was like wrapped around the entire convention center for people trying to register the day before the event on Saturday. I did not get to register until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, when the line finally died down enough for me to get in line in between rounds. And by the time I got to the front, they ran out of the coins. So unfortunately, I did not get a coin, because with your national invites, you're supposed to get a playmat, sleeves, and a commemorative coin that is like a like gotcha RNG. Some of them are worth good amount of money if you get like gold ones, but instead I went and purchased a coin from the shop, so I would at least have a coin commemorating my time. And I went and purchased the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon coin, little silver coin. This is like 30 bucks, but it was the favorite monster I could pick. So I wanted something to commemorate my time there, something to just as a keepsake to hold on to. So I bought the Blue Eyes Ultimate coin. But yeah, so went 6-3 day one. My matchups were I was actually like 3-0 after the first 3 rounds. I was undefeated after the first 3 rounds and got to table 1 and that was my first round I lost because I double bricked versus Cooltoon. But first 3 rounds was Mitsurugi that I absolutely sauced. Second round was Branded, which the deck is built completely to counter Branded, so that was easy, that was nice, that was fun. And then third round was actually the exact mirror that the mirror of this deck is so much fun. It's so funny, especially when you open Griffo and Diabellstar in your hand, and you just get to go full combo into your opponent in your opponent's instep. And then if you're going first and they do it, you can easily curtail your lines into removal. So like I banished face down their Mind Shuffle with my DMOC because they tried to go Griefo during my turn, and it was funny, it was hilarious. What did you side versus the mirror? It's the same exact deck list. I'll talk about, like, I just if you've seen the deck list, and there's going to be a deck guide that's coming out in the like either tomorrow or the day after, depending on how quickly I can get editing done. But I'll run through the deck list and I'll talk about the important cards, so, and how they like performed. So the one of each ritual, I did go by day 0. I did go by the overframe BLS because I wanted to match and I didn't want to use secrets. But I'm glad I did, because this card is absolutely gorgeous. I'm glad I got both overframes. They're very pretty. But one of each of the ritual. 3 of the Griffo. Griffo is your best starter, so you have to run 3 Griffo. 3 Black Chaos. I saw people only on 2 Black Chaos. I think this card's insane. I think you absolutely do not cut this card. It's so good going second. It's a Towers. Sorry. It's a Towers. It's a starter in setting or placing your Mind Shuffle. And then it also is a soft once per turn to banish 2 cards, non-targeting. 2 is for the price. Now, I mean, I think you have to shell out like for all three. Like I don't I think if you want to play this deck, yeah, you need to shell out for all three. Like, and just don't spend money on like non-engine, important non-engine. But yeah, I think the deck has to have three. You have to have as many starters as possible to be as consistent as possible. But also it's a level 8 spellcaster that you can inherently summon out, so your opponent can respond, and then you can immediately go into a demod to add your Gaze of Timaeus or add your Magician Souls. 3 Ragged Records of Rights as a starter, and I saw people cutting this down to 2. Again, I agree. I'm on this side of like, you don't want to cut your starters in the deck, especially in the Azamina version. If you open more of these cards or draw into more of these cards, you just discard them for Dragoon, or you send them for your Diabell Star, so it's not a problem. 2 Light and Darkness Ritual. Definitely need 2 because there are times that you have 1 in your grave, especially with Magician Souls, discarding spells to draw cards, to draw into more non-engine. And then you want them to recycle back for your Skull Archfiend of Chaos at 2. 2 Mind Shuffle, pretty standard. And then I was playing the hats. I will say, all right, this is the first controversial card. I don't think you play hats. I wanted this card to be really good. I knew it was like already an iffy card, like that would probably be cut. I probably should be cut. This card should just be non-engine, I'll be honest. I Chaos Hats a couple of people, but it didn't really matter. Like, it was really there to, the strength of this card was that it made 4 bodies on the field that my opponent had to attack through to try and lethal me. And if they don't lethal you, like if you go first and they break your board and don't lethal you because of hats, then you just kill them on the crackback going turn 3. And that's really the strength of hats. But honestly, I think this should just be like non-engine. This should just be like a 6th Mulch Army or something. Especially if you end up on Archfiend or Celtic. I don't think you play the Celtic. I do not think you play the Celtic as the thing. And in like the only time you end up with Skull Archfiend on the field is if you're going full combo already with the Charmers to revive Skull Archfiend and another Dark Monster. But at that point you're already winning the game too. So I don't think Chaos Hats makes the cut. I could see it in the side. I definitely could see it in the side, but I sided this card out almost every game for a better piece of non-engine or a better card going first, like a Solemn or something. Like this is just a searchable worse Solemn is a good way to think about it. That was the Ritual engine. Then we have our 3 Diabell Stars for our Azamina engine. I really wish I got to buy the Diabell Star Black Witches before they went up in price. I was not expecting so many people to be on the Azamina version of this deck. I thought everyone would be on the branded and I would be like one of a handful of people on the Azamina version. But the Azamina version like performed very well. And I think that's just because of the amount of starters that's in the deck. Breakers don't do anything to the deck. That's the thing, is like this deck is great into breakers. Like the ritual monsters aren't affected by breakers. The ritual monsters protect your back row from breakers. The only time that the only breaker that was bad against me all day was someone kaiju'd over my demod or over my demock, and magical hats wouldn't have saved you from that anyways at that point. So yeah, I don't think this deck is afraid of breakers at all. So yeah, the 3 Diabell Star, the 3 wanted for your starters, 1 deception and 1 hollowed. I saw some people on 2 deception instead of the hats. I think that's fine, but I don't think the deck is missing starters. So I would rather it just be like non-engine for non-engine. Then we are on the souls for a for a Dark Magician of Destruction target and a Gaze of Timaeus for a Dark Magician of Destruction target. Gaze was insane. Gaze was crazy, and I think you have to play Gaze. I do think you have to play Gaze. I will stand by this card. I will stand by this ceiling. I will stand by this brick. I think you have to play it. Like, you just cited out going second is perfectly fine. So your souls is your target for your DMOC. But there were so many games that I found lethal with Gaze of Timaeus because you can just do it in battle phase with your DMod on the field. There's also a lot of games that I opened the souls already. So I would go DMod into Search Gaze, and then having the Dragoon during your opponent's turn as well is just insanely strong piece of inboard piece that they not only have to attack through because they can't target it or destroy it with card effects, but they also have to but sorry, I spaced out. Gaze cooked me that last game of ours. I was like, yeah. And to be fair, it was supposed to be sided out that game, and I just like stared at it and was like, oh, this is still in my hand. This is still in my deck. Oh wait, that's lethal. It was basically just the like cogs in my brain spinning because I'm usually siding this card out going second. But no, it has its uses. You fight through a lot of non-engine, you fight through a lot of interruption with this deck, and this just sometimes pushes you over the top. So I definitely think Gaze belongs in the 40. But I'm also like horrendously unlucky when I play decks like this. Like, for instance, when I played Fiendsmith White Forest, I would always open Luri and always open Lacrima, that I always wanted like a second search target. So I'm always down for more search targets for DMOC. So that was the second. That was all the engine, and then non-engine main deck. I was on 3 Fua, 2 Perulia. I definitely think this should be swapped around in this format. Perulia giving you at least 1 or 2 draws is so much stronger than Fua of people just passing your turn or playing around Fua. So many decks in this format play around Fua that Perulia is the stronger hand trap now. So I would definitely at least do 3 Perulia, 2 Fua for starters. But if I'm cutting the magical hats, I'm probably cutting the magical hats for the 3rd Mulcharmy, for the 3rd Perulia anyways, to just go up to 6 Mulcharmies, because no Debtors. So I cut Debtors because it was the 41st card in the main deck. I want the deck to be as consistent as possible. I think you could play Debtors over the hats as well if you wanted to just stick on 5 Charmies, but you have to treat Debtors kind of like non-engine, even though it's like a starter. And Debtors is only like doubly good as a hats target as well, so you kind of have to play hats with Debtors, and I definitely didn't want to play both. But I could see Debtors inside as well, like as a little one up for going first, but I don't think Debtors should go in the main. But I mean, I am not done with this deck, chat. This is not a like, oh, I found the perfect build of it, I'm gonna shelve it and play something else, or just have this exact list for regionals and stuff like that. I am going to cook with this deck. I'm going to find the optimal way to play this deck, because I loved this deck. This deck was so much fun. And then we are on the 1 Primavera. The Pharah was insane. The Pharah was crazy. I wish I could play more Pharah. Every time I opened Pharah, it was great. Worst case scenario, she ate a Ghost Spell, which Ghost Spell cooks this deck. But if they are using Ghost Spell on a Pharah revive, then that is a-okay with me. That is perfectly fine, because then they're not using Ghost Spells on my Skull Archfiend revive. They're not using Ghost Spells on my Light and Darkness ritual to add back to hand. We are perfectly fine with them using Ghost Spell on Pharah. But if they don't Ghost Spell the Pharah, we send Pharah with the Mind Shuffle discard. We send Pharaoh with the ritual summoning. Pharaoh revives every time I opened this card or had access to this card. It was absolutely insane. I steal their strongest monster. I stole Mitsurugi Murakumo, Ame no Murakumo. So now I had the Omni Negate with 3200 attack to do all my plays under. I stole a Mirror Jade with Farah, so now I had non-targeting banish as a quick effect. And then you just, as soon when you revive Farah and when you revive the Farah and steal their monster, non-targeting by the way, you just banish the Farah for your Demok, and now, or for your Dark Magician of Chaos, or sorry, Dark Magician of Destruction, and search your Gaze, so now you have a Dragoon, or search your Magician's Soul, so now you have an Extender. So she was great every time I had her. I want to play more Farah if I could. Like I might even cut I might even cut the hats for Farah, I'll be honest. Now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, also it's not even until end of turn. You just take their monster. It's not even until end of turn. I didn't even get to that part. Yeah, it's not even until end of turn. You just take their monster. So yeah, no, Farah is crazy. I might play 2 Farah at this point. I might get a second overframe of Farah while she's still cheap. Because a lot of people were like midding on Farah, and I think she is crazy. I think she's crazy good. I think there was one branded build I ran into that was on 3 Farah, which I think is, I don't know about 3, but I definitely think she's more than 1. I definitely think she's more than 1. And that's not just me gooning over the art, chat. That is not just me gooning over the art. The rest of the non-engine was also breakers, because I thought breakers would be very good this format, and it was good when I opened them, but I only saw Charmy twice in the entire tournament and resolved it once. One of the games was against KT, and it just doesn't matter because they play around it the entire time. And then the other time was Perulia against a Doomsday player, and it skipped their turn. So it was good the second time. Every other time, I never really saw these 5 more Mole Charmies, which was a little unfortunate. But how I broke boards was just with either sideboard breakers or my Super Polys and my Fallen in the Virtuouses. Just opening these spells. And then our final 40th card is the one called by for hand traps. We were not maining Ash. I think if you are maining Ash, you are taking out like Super Polys or just not playing Super Polys. But I've also seen people not main Ash and play like Dominus Impulses over Super Polys. Like I said, this deck was constructed to just absolutely cook branded players. That was my #1 goal, was to cook branded, because I thought branded would be more popular, more prevalent throughout the whole tournament. I played 1 branded player on day 1, and then 2 branded players on day 2. And I had a 2-3 matchup against them. The last branded player I played apparently is like the branded YouTuber, and he absolutely cooked me because I opened no non-engine both games. I went second, and his full combo is just a unplayable board with Omni Negates, with like Retribution set, Mirror Jade, what else, I forgot. Just enough interaction that I cannot, like, even with a hand of all 5 starters, I could not play through. So yeah, that was the 40 card deck, main deck. The side deck, or sorry, the extra deck. I am on Mud Dragon and Garura as Super Poly targets. The 2 Asmina names is all you need. Murcielago and Sylvia. I think if you were playing Debtors, you could probably find room for Solaris Stygian just to have better removal going second. Demod and Dragoon for the Gaze target for Demod. Then we have the branded package of Albion, Ecclesia, and Dragon that Devours the Dogma. We were playing Dogma again because we were catered to beating branded and super polying. I did super poly one branded player's entire board to make my dragon that devours the Dogma. But I will say I was like very silly a lot. I threw a lot of games by just missing triggers. Because like I forgot about Dragon Devours the Dogma effect to shuffle 2 out of the grave back into the deck to like cook the branded player's graveyard, and I forgot Albion trigger on end phase a lot throughout the tournament just because like towards the end of the day I was very hungry and very tired and very thirsty. I was debuffed to hell and just had like mind fog, and like Albion trigger and end phase I forgot a few times, and it mattered a lot to get my second Fallen in the Virtuous to break a board, and Diabell Star trigger on special summon to set a Deception to have a starter came up a lot that I just simply forgot because again cooked after 7 rounds. So and then for our link plays, Cross Sheep was crazy, was insane. SP Little Knight I would just make like as inboards. If I couldn't lethal them, I would just end on SP Little Knight plus my usual board as just a way to get bodies off the field, since this was a very much so you have to stick your normal summon or stick your first body to extend your plays kind of format. Celine, Queen of the Master Magicians is your level 3 extender into your level 4 plays. Charmer, Quartet, and Bloom is like the linchpin of this deck. Always ended on Charmer, Quartet, and Bloom because it keeps your boards from being super polyable. If they do super poly your other 2 darks, then you just go Charmers, bring them back, and you're perfectly fine. And then our last level, we have Access Code Talker. I should have made this card more, but every time that it came up, I like threw by not making it. This is your way to lethal very easily a lot of the time. And then Zena's Deceiving Doll of Maidens is how you bridge reverse into from your Azamina engine, your Wanted engine, your Diabell Star engine into the Ritual engine if you don't open anything else. But this card is crazy. If you go full combo and just like maximize your greed, you can make Deceiving Doll of Maidens with your Charmer's Quartet in Bloom, and plus 1 other monster, plus your normal summon, plus your Summon Skull, whatever, and dump your Albion, the branded dragon, from your extra deck to the grave, and then Albion at end step sets a Fallen in the Virtuous. So now you also have just a guaranteed removal with that. So Zena, I would pick up multiple copies now if you don't have this copy, if you don't have one already. It's only like a $5 card, something around there right now, but this card is going to go up. This card is going to be insane. How do you play the Zena? I feel like I never do it right. So basically, let's see here. I can do a quick line with this. So say we open both engines. Let's say Griffo plus Diabell Star or whatever, or Wanted, it doesn't really matter at this point. So we open both engines, and I'll just pick 3 random cards. Bop, bop, bop. So and you don't have to have this exact start. This is just the easiest way that I can show this off is by opening both engines. But you go Griffo, set your Mind Shuffle. Set Mind Shuffle. Activate Mind Shuffle. Mind Shuffle effect. Add your Skull Servant, Skull Archfiend, whatever guy. Is that all what these guys are? Yeah. All right. Of course. All right, here. Let me take these 3 non-engine cards. There we go. And then there we go. I'm put the Mind Shuffles in my deck. Okay. Add your Skull Archfiend, discard your Skull Archfiend. Skull Archfiend effect, send for cost the Ritual spell. And add your Ritual monster, your Black Chaos. So now we go D-Bell Star special, send anything from our hand to the graveyard. D-Bell Star effect, set your deception. And if one of the monsters is in your, if you have a monster in your hand, you want to use a monster in your hand as your deception target. If not, it still doesn't matter. It's perfectly fine. You just use like the D mod, but ideally you'll have a monster in your hand to send for deception. But you'll go banish D-Bell Star. Move all this over real fast. There we go. Banish your D-Bell Star. Make your D-Mod Dark Magician of Destruction. D-Mod search your Gaze or your Souls. It doesn't really matter, just one of the two. If you search Gaze, you have to gaze during your turn. But then you're still doing everything under an Omni Negate, so that's perfectly fine. But it does mean that your Dragoon goes away during the banish of your opponent's turn. But we'll go Magician Souls, send. Since we already have access to both engines, we'll put the Pharaoh in the grave because we can revive the Pharaoh and steal opponent's monster. We go Deception Tribute from hand, the Perulia. Get Hallowed for Yugioh. Yugioh, add your wanted. And then link these two off. Actually, link the, or keep the D-Mod and link these two off because you want the Magician Souls in the grave, or you want something to revive with the grave. Go Cross Sheep. And now here, depending on how greedy you want to get, you can either, or you can go Hollowed, add back the Yugioh, add back the Hollowed, and you can go Hollowed Chain Wanted to summon to this zone for the Cross Sheep pointing to, so you get your revive. Or if you want to get your maximum value, you'll go Light and Darkness Ritual, add back it and any card that mentions Light and Darkness Ritual, non-targeting, from your graveyard. We go Ritual Summon, banish the Griffo, and Ritual Summon out the D-Mock pointing to the Cross Sheep, because now with this we can draw 2, discard 2 with Cross Sheep, and then Special Summon, so we get to see more cards. And then with D-Mock Chain Block, non-targeting, add back any spell if there's like a wanted or something in our grave that we really wanted back. So draw 2, discard 2. Drew a Hats, drew a Fallen in the Virtuous. We'll discard Chaos and Blank. Now we can revive the Souls. One, two, three, 4. And if we don't want to use our Zena here, or sorry, if we want to use specifically Zena here, we can go or if we don't want to use our Charmers, we can go 3 into Charmers. Oh, sorry. I'm going too fast. All right. We go Hollowed, Chain Wanted, add our D-Bell Star just to get our spells in the grave. get Diabellstar. Make our Illusilvia. Boom. And now we go boom into 3. Into your Selene. Selene has 1 billion counters because we have 1 billion spells in the grave. Selene revives souls. And you go souls plus Demod plus Selene into the Zinna. And if Zinna is summoned by using all cards on the field, by all the materials are on the field, then you get the send from extra deck. So you send the Albion, and so that end phase Albion will set the Fallen and the Virtuous. So if we didn't draw a Fallen and the Virtuous off that draw 2+2, if it was just any other card, now we have access to Fallen and the Virtuous as a removal spell. And then you can get the Zinna off the field after you use its effect by going Skull Archfiend to Chaos and then linking these two off into your SP Little Knight. So yeah. Hello, you say, good morning. Welcome in. How are you today? So yeah, the inboard is always going to typically be Black Chaos, Illusilvia. We even get to draw a card off of putting Deception back and banishing your Wanted. Boom, so draw a blank. So usually your inboards are always going to be like some amount of back row, whether you're Fallen in the Virtuous. So we'll go to instep, Fallen in the Albion trigger, set your Fallen in the Virtuous. And like 4 or 5 cards left in hand with Black Chaos, a link monster. Usually if you're stopped, then it's just Charmers, a Quartet and Bloom, which is perfectly fine because that insulates your board from Super Poly. And then Azamina Illusilvia on the field. And then usually if you already open the souls or don't need the souls, then you get the Gaze of Timaeus. And so you'll have Gaze set for your Demod in the grave. And then you always have Diabellstar in your hand because you'll go Mind Shuffle during your opponent's draw phase. Add your Skull Archfiend to Chaos. Discard your Diabellstar. And then Diabellstar effect triggers during your opponent's turn because it was sent from hand or field to the graveyard during your opponent's turn. Revives back. Send a card from hand or field. You send your Skull Archfiend to Chaos. That triggers the Skull Archfiend to Chaos. You dump your ritual spell. And you add your BLS. So now we have access to both ritual monsters. We have access to a level 7 just in case. We have an Omni Negate, potentially 2 Omni Negates, plus Fallen in the Virtuous, plus SP Little Knight, plus 3 other blanks in hand. If you do draw it, what do you send from extra deck? If you draw it, then you just don't make Zinna. You just end on Charmers, which is perfectly fine. Like Zinna is only there if you want the Fallen in the Virtuous or if you have to bridge both engines. If you don't have access to both engines, like if you don't have access to the Black Chaos engine, then you can go Zinna dump Zinna dump Black Chaos to the grave. Or sorry, you go Magician Souls dump Black Chaos to the grave, and you dump Skull Archfiend of Chaos with the Zinna, and Skull Archfiend of Chaos with the Zinna sends the ritual spell. Now you go ritual spell, add back it and the Black Chaos, and now you discard Black Chaos to set your or place your Mind Shuffle face up. Yeah, also set a Sinful Spoil. Yeah, that was the trigger I was always missing because I would be like, all right, Chainlink 1, Skull Archfiend of Chaos, send for cost. And I would be doing that effect and I would forget to announce Diabellstar summon, a special summon. And it would actually cook me. It would actually come up because then I would have a harder time getting access to Deception. But yeah, you would also set Deception during your opponent's turn. Or set Wanted if you wanted a starter. But yeah. No, this setup was great. Like, this is perfect. This is all you need. Like, everything is great. Even if they so it's a great way to go from Azamina to Chaos. Can it go the other way? Yeah, the other way is just, instead of if you're going from Chaos to Azamina, the other way is you just make your Demod with either your Black Chaos or your Magician of Dark Chaos, and then your Demod adds you your Magician Souls, and your Magician Souls dumps Dia Bellstar, and then you go into Celine, and Celine revives Dia Bellstar, and now you have full Azamina combo. I think I didn't show the reverse on the stream, so basically I'm gonna go through and make a part 2 in-depth guide showing both reverse and forward and reverse bridge. I don't know what you would call it, to be honest, just because that was one of the things that I cut to try and get the video out before I left for nationals. Like I said, that was part of the 2 additional hours. So I will make the part 2. But yeah, the deck entirely bridges of itself. Yeah, both sides bridge. Yeah, your Demod bridges both decks or both engines. There were some builds I saw that were also playing like Dark the Dark Charmer, and I think if you're not playing the Super Poly version, if you're not playing Super Poly, then you play it was the Link 1, what was it? The Relinquished Link 1, because he's a spellcaster. So you go like Souls into the Link 1 spell, just so you have a spellcaster on the field to go into your Celine more easily. But yeah, you don't necessarily need it, but it does make the bridge even easier. So if they do hit Super Poly in this most upcoming ban list, then I'll probably be on that for sure. But I still do think that Super Poly is like the best board breaker in this format until they hit it. But yeah, overall, I just think, like, not to cope or anything, and not to sound like I'm coping, but I think it was just a very weird tournament overall, because there were just not a lot of branded players, and I still think branded is like one of the best decks in the format. I mean, obviously Cool Tune was 7 out of 8 of the top 8, and Sky Striker is an amazing deck into Cool Tune because it draws so many cards. So like Ryan Yu was just farming Cool Tune players the entire day too. But I think this deck is very good, especially if branded is on the rise. I just think it was a very weird tournament because I think a lot of branded players got scared off of playing branded because of this deck. And because I did not see but 3 branded players the entire tournament, and 1 on day 1 when like this deck was made to beat branded. So I probably should have prepared more for like general formats over like the Super Poly stuff, or a more general like diverse format instead of the Super Poly stuff. But I still think the Super Poly stuff like won me a lot of games, especially in the mirror. Super Poly in the mirror was great because I was just Super Poly off their inboard pieces that weren't their towers, and then Kaiju of the towers. Many elf notes with the new support. I ran into 2 elf note players and beat both, or beat one, lost to the other one. I absolutely cooked. I mean, it was pure elf note. I cooked the first player, but the second player cooked me because he went first action Kaiju over my Demok. Or sorry, game 1. I talked about this in my vlog. I don't know if the vlog is going to come out. I don't know if I like it or not. I'll be perfectly honest. So I might just do like a deep dive discussion about everything on here. But yeah, I played Elf Note in round 5 and round 6, like back to back. The round 5 opponent I cooked with this deck. They ended on both Elf Note spells and traps, the usual ones, the Maddening Rhapsodia plus the Welcome Home, Regina, or not Regina, Lucina, and the Regina, the red one, the red and blue one on the field, as well as Formula, or not Formula, Dawn Dragster, FA Dawn Dragster, and the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. So a monster effect negate, a spell and trap negate, the trap that negates by summoning to the center main monster zone from grave, and the 2 Elf Note monsters, one a hand rip, one a bounce, and absolutely just cooked them with going second against their deck both games. I opened basically the same hand both times. Fallen in the Virtuous, send or Fallen in the Virtuous, target FA Dawn Dragster to force out that spell and trap negate, and then Diabellstar or Wanted, one of the two, Diabellstar or Wanted, to get access to Diabellstar, and then go Diabellstar, send the Skull Archfiend to Chaos. And yeah, from there it's like GG's, because then I get access, I can chain block the Skull Archfiend to Chaos and get access to the Ritual Engine. And then if I get a Ritual Summon out, then I get a Towers that is a non-targeting banish. I banish their like trap or banish whatever is in their center main monster zone, so now they can't do the Elf Note swap thing. Like I at least know the Elf Note engine because of trying to play Elf Note White Forest. The person I lost to, game 1, I won the die roll. Game 1, he opens Fuwa and Perulia, so I'm just like, all right. I mean, I give him like 1 draw, but my board is just nothing. And then game 2, he opens Fuwa, and I give him 1 draw off of Fuwa, while still making like my usual inboard of like having the ritual, I give him the 1 draw off of the Fuwa was me just making Demod and getting access to Gaze, and he still goes first action Kaiju over my Dark Magician of Chaos ritual monster, make special summon Elf Note, special summon an Elf Note monster. I think it was the red one to add, and I like thought they were going to add the green one, or I thought they were going to add the green one because it's just a quick effect and send to special, so it like ruins the targeting of Blackluster Soldier in hand. But instead they just added the Power Patron, and then they go normal summon the Power Patron, and you can't do anything there because if you go because he didn't activate any effects, and then he just made Black Rose Dragon, and now I don't have protection for my back row because he kaiju'd over my Demok, and I was just like, oh, I'm hella dead here. So the Elf Note player I lost to the like non-engine of it, which I mean that is fair. Like drawing into the non-engine off of 1 draw is pretty brutal luck. I think like, and that just happens in Yu-Gi-Oh too. That's the other thing, is that's just part of the things that you have to like equate for. And I will be honest, I'll be perfectly honest, being just a chatter in the Yu-Gi-Oh like YCS live streams, just watching it from afar and not participating in them, I didn't realize like how much insane luck, like how much God has to be on your side to go like 18-0, like how much a huge achievement, huge feat that is to go 18-0 in a nationals. to not like to have your deck just not brick on you, to like not get sacked by like non-engine for a round. Like, so much has to go right for you to go 18-0, or so much has to go right just for you to make top 8. That is absolutely crazy. That I did not like think was like imaginable. Like, I have so much more respect for the like top Yu-Gi-Oh players that are able to like constantly win and constantly get to the top, because of how much has to go right for you to like reach that level of Yu-Gi-Oh. Because there's only so much you can do with your deck. There's only so much, like, you can only be such a good player for luck not to like carry you a lot of times, or carry you over that finish line. Yo, Isaac, good meowning. Hello, welcome in. Yeah. So should we open? Excuse me. I want to re-sleeve this while I yap more about the tournament, actually, and then we'll open up our envelope. We'll open up the envelope. But my sleeves are very dirty. I noticed that when I was recording the deck tech, or like when I was playing in day 2, it's like, oh, some of these people got grimy ass hands. Some of these people did not wash their hands after using the bathroom. So my sleeves got grimy very quickly. And they were brand new sleeves for the tournament too. That was the other thing. But yeah, I mean, I guess I can run through my matchups while I'm doing this, or run through individual stuff. Round 1, very early in the morning, I was very nervous round 1, which was funny because like I didn't make any mistakes round 1. Round 2, I flubbed everything. Round 2, I don't know what happened. I got hit with the gas. I got hit with the silly gas. I don't know what you call it, but like I messed up my going first combo so many different ways that I was just like about to scoop out of shame because I was just like, man, I did not get access to anything I needed in this format. I wish Black Chaos wasn't $60. I bought them at pre-release for $60. Like I told them, I got away with the steal because I told like everyone's like they were 80 at pre-release, and I was like, I'm not paying pre-release prices. They're gonna go down. I will give you 60. And yeah, thank God they all sold them to me for 60. I mean, it's justified 60, especially now, like how well the deck did overall. Like it is a justified 60. But yeah, so round 1 played against Mitsu. I win the die roll. I'm pretty sure I won the die roll. I go full combo game 1. Opponent only shows me Fallen in the Virtuous, and I don't remember what else. No. I lose the die roll. I lost the die roll game 1, round 1. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check Twitter. I have this all written on Twitter because I knew my brain would be stupid and forget everything. So I'm so glad I wrote this on Twitter. Let me see if I find it. Give me 1 second. There we go. Day 1 Nationals thread. Okay, nope. I did win the die roll. Okay. So yeah, round 1 versus Mitsurugi, I won the die roll. Opponent game 1 shotgun Fuelos, and I gave him 0 draws. I just ended on the ritual stuff. It had Mind Shuffle set up. I tried to go like ritual spell, or I added back the ritual spell from the grave. Tried to go ritual summon Demok. And he goes Dominus Impulse on the ritual spell. So I just end with like a Black Chaos on the field with Demok in hand to bounce with the Mind Shuffle and Super Poly set. Opponent draws for turn, shows me Fallen in the Virtuous, or like tries to fall in the Virtuous, the Mind Shuffle. I go Mind Shuffle, bounce the Black Chaos, put out the Demok, protect it. and he just scoops and goes to game 2. He braked. So at that point I thought I was like stupid and thought that he was on branded because I saw following the Virtuous and like me clapping like a little seal, which was like, oh, you're on branded. And he's like, I didn't show you any branded cards. And I was like, okay, so it goes to game 2. I open Fubulos, and this is where I learned that he is on Mitsurugi, pure Mitsurugi, which was like a recurring theme during this tournament for some reason. I don't know why people were on Mitsurugi. I don't think it's a good deck into. He swore up and down that it was a great choice into Ritual of Light and Darkness, and I did not see it because like I kind of sauced every Mitsurugi player except for one in a day 2 that we would have gone to double. We would have double lost if I just not gave it to him. But yeah, so I open Fuwa. I get the 1 draw off of Murakumo or Habakiri, summon from deck, Habakiri effect in hand, summon from deck. And then he sets up his Futsu, sets up his Murakumo, passes. I drew Griffo, so I go Griffo into Mind Shuffle, discard Farah, and I steal his Murakumo, and that's just game at that point. All he had was a Futsu. I think a Fallen in the Virtuous, the Futsu, during draw phase, and with a Murakumo as an Omni Negate in the backup. And he can't Purification now because he doesn't have a Reptile to tribute for it. So hey, well, easy win there. And I just go like full combo, make 1 more Omni Negate just in case, and attack for lethal. Round 2, won the die roll again. I got really lucky with my die rolls because I usually build my deck for losing my die rolls, because normally like at locals I will lose every single die roll, but for some reason that was my luck for the tournament, is I won quite a few die rolls. But it was versus Brandon. Game 1 was when I got hit with the silly gas, the silly juice, the gas leak in the room, because I just rushed through my combos so much to end on like nothing, screwing up my like recursion. He still couldn't break my board and kill me, so like the game 1 ended like up being like 20 minutes long, until I eventually scooped as he was like going branded, doing the branded typical thing of like I stop him, I fuck up, it gets to his turn, I stop him, and it gets to my turn, I still can't break his board and lethal him, so he just adds everything back, and then I just scoop because like I need more time on the clock to win both games. Game 2, opponent, I like start my combo, show my opponent I have, or not show my opponent, but I use my starter, send like D-Bell Star or whatever, so he knows I have access to both engines. He instantly scoops to keep time on the clock. Game 3, going second, was like the exact thing I needed, just like why I built the deck. He goes full branded combo, but I had access to Black Chaos and Mind Shuffle during his end step, so I go just first action summon Black Chaos, and if he tries to chain anything to Black Chaos effect to non-target banish 2, I bounce the Black Chaos, put out the Ritual monster, and just keep bouncing back and forth between the two and just banishing like 4, 5, 6 cards, so he literally cannot do anything. So easily win that game, got my head on straight, got to focus up, got to relock in at that point, and I was perfectly fine from there on. Round 3, I was 2-0 at this point, so I was like super excited. Like my main goal the entire time, chat, is my main goal, I just wanted to be on feature match. Just wanted to be on feature match so much. I wanted to be feature. I wanted to wave to y'all on camera and be like, hey catters, like that's my shout out, is to the catters at home. But so round 3, played against the mirror. Lost the die roll. But I did open Griffo during his turn. And opened Griffo during his turn with Diabellstar in hand, so I was able to set up like full board during his turn and banish his Mind Shuffle. And then game 2 was very fast. I didn't open a good hand. And then game 3, he tried to do the same to me through my turn, but I was able to and set up his Mind Shuffle. But in response to his Mind Shuffle search, or I forgot what I did. In response to him setting Mind Shuffle, because priority passes back to me, and he didn't realize how the like priority worked. I just go like, all right, demock, banish the face down Mind Shuffle. Before you, and so he got his search, but like then it was just banished face down, so he couldn't protect it or do anything with it. So I was perfectly fine. Why are these? Oh, it's because these are new sleeves. That's why. All right. So, but the mirror of this deck is very fun. Yeah, look at that. That's nice. I like that. That looks really good. It looks really good. And then round 4 was where everything started to fall apart. Round 4 was I got to table 1, and I took a picture of it too. Hold on. Took a picture of it too, because that was a memory that will last a lifetime. Unfortunately, it was, oh god. If you see a name, no you didn't. 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 All right, just putting that out there. If you see a name, no you didn't. So yeah, I took a picture of it. I made it to table 1, meaning at that time, there's a little field center, and there's a little field center, nothing else. At that time, me and my opponent were the top 2 players in the entire tournament, entire nationals. We had the best records. So crazy moment there. Like, I can't believe I got to table 1 in the first 3 rounds. I just wish I stayed. I wish I didn't brick both games. But yeah, unfortunately, just against Kultun, which I was like prepared to see Kultun. Like, I know it was like a deck that was going to be very prevalent, and that I know the matchup could go either way, depending on what players open. Just unfortunately, like both games, I just hard brick with the worst hands imaginable that the deck could possibly produce. Like, absolutely no plays. Like, it was a quick 2-0 by my opponent. I felt really bad because I at least just wanted the game to be playable. I wanted to have a chance, and yeah, I think I mean, going first, he did the normal Kultun thing, see my hand, see the top 2 of my deck, and I don't have enough to play through like his normal board. And then game 2, my opening hand was like Farah, Ritual Spell, Blackluster Soldier, Anti-Spell Fragrance, Anti-Spell Fragrance Solemn. Oh no, hold on. Ritual Spell, Farah, Blackluster Soldier, Solemn, and I forgot one other card because I drew the Anti-Spell Fragrance. I forgot the one other card that it was. But the only play I had was Ritual Summon, Send Farah. Ritual Summon, Send Farah as cost to summon the Blackluster Soldier, try and revive the Farah to get access to D-Mod, to get access to my board. And he just goes, go spell the Farah, and I'm just like, okay, cool. All right, set Solemn Pass on BLS. He also kind of bricked because like he normal summoned Q. I go Solemn the Q, and he passes, and I'm like, okay, I just need to get like there's 15 starters in this deck, 15 1-card starters that get me to full combo here. I just need to see one of them, and I draw the freaking anti-spell fragrance in the deck, and I'm just like, ah, I see. Okay, well, set anti-spell fragrance, hope it's enough. It is definitely not enough. He drew into another starter, and I was just like, all right, well, we tried. We tried. Short-lived being the best. Short-lived undefeated. So we go 3-1 in round 4. And then from there, round 5 and 6, I just talked about being both elf notes and just trading wins to X2 in round 7. Round 7 was against a Doom Z player that like absolutely sauced me. Like he was a very, very just smart card game player. Because he watched my combo going first and saw the board like and immediately was able to like identify the choke points for game 3. And so when I went first game 3, he held his Ash Blossom for my Deception Search, which was like the absolutely correct thing to do. I could have played around it if I just went Gaze for Dragoon during my turn. And I'll be honest, like especially after playing this tournament, I now know to like sometimes you just greed the Dragoon. Like you just don't care about Crown or Droplet. Like if they waste a Droplet on your Dragoon, fine. Because yeah, excuse me, here we go. Because yeah, the holding your hand traps for like the choke point of the deck really like killed the inboard that I can make. And then he proceeded to sauce me up with Doomsday from there. Because that deck, unless you open droll or just like unless you have your full inboard or open droll, it just plays through everything. So yeah, I think definitely had I not had like brain fog for the last 2 rounds, round 7, 8, and 9, last 3 rounds, I would have performed a lot better. I definitely would have been X2, because like it was like round 8, I started missing triggers. That costed me like games. Luckily, I still was able to win the round. And then round 9, I just got like, I pretty much like opened the sack hand for going second. Can you give me advice on Idiot's recommendation on how do you double sleeve cards? What kind do you use? I always prefer Dragon Shield matte clears. Like if I'm not an inner sleeve user, I like outers. And so I just buy these, and then whatever like Japanese size sleeves you have or whatever sleeves you want. Like for Yu-Gi-Oh, you have to have the Japanese size, so you just put like, I always use Dragon Shields and Dragon Shields, because I mean I grew up playing Magic, and Dragon Shields was always like the feel good. Apparently a lot of people hate Dragon Shields. Like Dragon Shields quality has gone down a bit, so I don't know like what company to go with, like whether it is Katana is good ones I've kind of heard, but yeah, just find like sleeves you like that don't wear out easily, and then just put some outer sleeves on them. But I only double sleeve like if the cards are expensive. Like for instance, this deck is only double sleeved because of the overframes in this deck. I don't want them to get grimy. I don't want to get them damaged. And then in tournaments, it's good to double sleeve your deck because you can't be accused of like cheating or anything if the edges get worn down and stuff from shuffling. Because that is a problem also with Dragon Shields, is like their edges are off color somehow for some reason. You have to be very careful which ones you use. Because if you look at the side of them, and if some are worn more than others, then you can get flagged. You just got the Rhoda Sky Striker Starlight and run it? Hell yeah, congrats, nice. I will say, I do wish I had time to check out the vendors a lot more and spent more money on like special cards. Because I definitely want to probably get the secret Griefos. I don't know if I can afford Starlights. Starlights are crazy expensive, and I'm not even like a huge fan of Starlights. Like, yeah, they're cool, like, yeah, they're max rarity, but I'm still very small being YouTuber, still very small being VTuber. I don't think I will ever I'm not at like Team Sam levels where like I have a $5,000 deck or whatever, because it's all like max rarity Starlights. Get yourself the Blazing Cartesia variant. No, I don't like branded. As much as I love uppies, don't like branded. So I don't know if I'll ever like spend money on branded alt arts. Like, the best thing about branded to me is literally Fallen the Virtuous, because I love that it's just like really good generic removal spell. And I hope they don't hit it. I really hope they don't hit it. My round 8 opponents, let's see. So yeah, round 6 and 7 was Doomsday player. Was Elf Note player and Doomsday player. Got sauced to X and 3 at that point, and so I had to win out to make day 2 on tiebreakers. And yeah, round 7 opponent was another Mitsurugi Ryzeal player, surprisingly, which that was where I was like scared and just flubbing like triggers that would have like helped me board break way ahead of time. Like, I missed Diabell Star trigger to set Deception, which would have given me enough engine to beat him, and then I missed Albion trigger to set Fallen in the Virtuous, which would have given me the 1 removal spell that I needed to out his board as well and hit for lethal way ahead of time. But overall, I eventually, like, he was about to go to time and he gave it to me, I'll be perfectly honest, because he could have let us both go to time, and it costed both of us. It was like a minute, 2 minutes left as I was like going to my turn and like comboing, and I could break his board. I showed him I could break his board, and he just gave it to me. So he's a very nice guy. I will say I never had a bad experience of players. Like, there was no one sharking me or like being like just generally like assholes or rude about things. Like, yeah, there's people stressing out because they want to win stuff, so and especially in grinder matchups, but there was definitely no I think the worst experience I had with a player was actually unironically during the Genesis tournament, where he refused to scoop, but he was trying to like hurry me along as I was breaking his board, and I'm like, you can scoop at any time. Weird question, but anyone want to buy my full Yu-Gi-Oh collection? I low-key kind of just want to leave the hobby at this point, and most TCG selling only let you sell singles. I love Ritual Light and Darkness. Oh, hello. Sorry, Kirito, Meowning, welcome in. Yo, Jammer, what's going on? 3 out of 42. I got 3 cards out of 42. You only play 40. I am super excited for the White Forest Chronicles anime. I'm ready for Diabell Star. I'm ready for White Forest support to make them playable again, or just Sinful Spoils stuff to make it playable again. Would be great. I don't have the money to buy a collection, especially if it's like very rich collection. But I mean, there are people out there. I definitely reach out to like Ruxin34. I know he's buying collections if they're good. You might want to send him an email and telling him what you got, seeing if he would be interested in buying it. But I just spent like $500-$600 going to nationals, so I am good. We ate out way too much during the tournament. We found like delicious places to eat each time though. I pray for overframes of our witchy girls with a new anime. I would kill for overframe Diabell Star alt art. Like, I love the alt art variant Diabell Star, the QCR. Just give that to me in overframe and I'll be perfectly happy. Who's that and how would I get in contact with them? Ruxin34, Ruxin, the number's 34. I would just find his like YouTube channel and see if he has like any, if he has his email listed on there for like business inquiries, something like that. It would be how I go about it. But like I said, I don't know him personally. I don't know. I just know he is a Yu-Gi-Oh collector. Like that's the content. I need to see my live twin in the anime. I would also like live twin to be good too, or like to be playable as well. Live twin was my first like modern deck that I learned modern Yu-Gi-Oh with. I just unfortunately live twin loses to every Mulcharmy in the game. Yeah, like that. God, these sleeves are so like tight. What the fuck? Please, please, just go in. There we go. Yeah, I was actually thinking about it this morning. When I started doing Yu-Gi-Oh based content, and like, because I will say like the best experience I had at like doing well at nationals, making day 2 at nationals is nice and all, but the best experience I had at nationals, and not to be sentimental, not to be cringe, not to be like cheesy, but the best experience I had at nationals was how many people like actually recognized me when we played, like recognized my voice, or would come up to me because I posted those fit checks each day and say hi, and like are like chatters in the our chatters in the chat that are catters that watch my content, that watch my videos, that told me that they watch my videos, that asked for pictures, asked for autographs. It was actually insane. I did not expect to like be that recognizable, being still a small YouTuber or small content creator, small Yugi content creator. But yeah, did you tell them good meowning before every match? I did not say good meowning before every match, no. But like they saw my field center, they recognized my voice when I would tell, like, you talk to your opponent. Like, don't be, if you go play like a major event, Neko rule number 56, Neko rule number 56. If you go play a major event, talk to your opponent, have a good time, relax, like say hi, introduce yourself, ask where they're from. Ask how their experience is going, how their tournament's going, like make small talk. Like don't be one of the guys that like sits there, puts their hoodie up, doesn't say anything, doesn't announce their triggers. It like has like the hard attitude. Like you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh. You're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, man. Like it is a children's card game at the end of the day. It's supposed to be about having fun. Like, yeah, you want to perform and do well and you can be competitive, but that doesn't mean like just be like a cold, hard asshole to your opponent. Like have a chat, relax, calm down. It'll also help it'll help both players play better too, because it breaks the ice and doesn't make things awkward. Like have a conversation with your opponent. Make small talk. Be a Joey, don't be a Weevil. True, 100%. Be a Joey, don't be a Weevil. But yeah, so me having small conversations with my opponents and stuff, they see the field center, they recognize my voice, which is either a really good thing or a really bad thing. I haven't quite decided yet. But yeah, so many people came up and said hi, took pictures. I met so many people. Like I got to meet Peeps at the Genesis tournament. Unfortunately, I never got time to find MBT or Doug Zeef, the Douglas Zeef, Mr. Wheel, to take a picture with. Just because I was like stuck playing the tournament the entire time. I never got a chance to play side events either. And but I did get to meet Sean Snyder. I got to meet the White Force goat Sean Snyder, who has actually been in this chat a couple of times before too, when we've gone over White Force stuff on new set releases or new formats. So he recognized my content, he recognized my VTuber model when I showed him who I was, and he's a very nice guy. I was super happy to meet him, super happy to pick his brain. He also had the same idea about White Forest just being utterly unplayable this format. He was on like invoked Draco Tail. So I'm glad I was at least smart with that. But he was a very nice guy. So shout outs to Sean Schneider as well. That was a really highlight of my tournament too, is getting to meet him and talk with him for a little bit about his tournament experience. I'm trying to think of if there's anyone else. I mean, I should have probably taken pictures with more people. I took a picture with Billy Break, so I could just say Billy Break here. And I think that was it. I think that was all the people I took a picture with. I really wish I took pictures with more people, but I'm gonna go to YCS Houston because it is nearby, but it's not a huge far travel, and I can go there for a weekend without having to take a lot of days off and spend a whole lot of money on like flights and stuff. So I will hopefully see those people at YCS Houston, and I'll get pictures with them there. But yeah, honestly, I just was not expecting to do well, or like do as well as I did. Like, this was my second ever nationals tournament. The first nationals I went to was 2024 in Austin, and I didn't even play the main event. I just played side events and got drunk, and it was a vacation the entire time because I was there with a friend of mine who flew in with his Nats invite. So I treated it like a vacation. I wore a Hawaiian shirt the entire time. I was like blackout drunk the entire time, just playing side events, playing White Forest, the entire time. And that was actually my first ever Yu-Gi-Oh tournament experience and since childhood, because that was the first time like I built a physical deck coming off a Master Duel. So this was the YCS Houston in October. I found out about it earlier this year. Yes, I will be going to the YCS Houston in October. Random, but I've been having success testing Farah and decks. Completely blocks opponent from interacting with searches or board breakers. Farah is amazing. No, every time I opened Farah, I might try and put the second Farah back in, because every time I saw Farah, Farah was great. Even with Farah Ritual, send it for Ritual. It was wonderful. Yo! Drac, how's it going? Meowning, welcome in. How are you today? But yeah, so I'm definitely going to YCS Houston. I definitely will be going to YCS Houston. I'll play main event of YCS Houston. I just was not expecting to do well at this tournament. This was the first time I've ever played Nationals main event. First time I ever had an invite. And yeah. Being able to make a day 2 on my first ever nationals, almost making top 64 was crazy, was wild. And now I know for the future to like make sure I have food and snacks and drinks and beverages so I don't get like gassed out towards the end. If I see you at the YCS, can I take a pic? Absolutely. Yeah, I literally wore a cat mask, not like a full cat mask, obviously with ears and stuff. But I have a little, one of those little like medical masks that's just a little cat face on it, with like whiskers and shit. That's what I wore for like pictures and stuff. Yeah, you can absolutely take a picture with me if you see me there. And I will post, while I'm there, I will post like daily fit checks like I did for YCS Nats. Like you can see, hold on, let me pull up Twitter again. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, for lemon. Boop. So like on Twitter and on YouTube, I posted daily fit checks for people to come say hi. Day 0 met Peeps. Peeps was really nice. Peeps is okay. Let me say this. I forgot to mention this. Peeps is fucking huge, chat. Peeps is insanely huge. Like I was not expecting him to be so large, like so like bulky and massive. That was crazy to me. Like his arms are gigantic. What the fuck? I was jealous because like, listen, I have a good chest. I have a good chest. My chest beefers, my pecs are larger than my Vtuber models. I bench 335 pounds. I think my PR is like 365, 375. I haven't got up there since because I've been like focused on Yu-Gi-Oh and I need to get back in the gym, honestly, but my pecs are massive. But my arms are very tiny. Like no matter the amount of curls I do, what curl weight I do, arm exercises I do, I have very like long gangly arms. Like yeah, there is muscle tone there, like you can see the muscle there, but it is nowhere near like what someone who like benches as much as me would typically have. Like his arms were massive and I was so jealous because I cannot get my arms to be that massive. I need to get my arms to be that massive. So that was crazy. Just get on here. No. So that was really cool. I was super jealous. Really cool to meet him. Super nice guy. What else? Oh yeah, here's my little mask. Yeah, my little cat mask. So this is in the airport on the way. And then it's day 1 fit check. This is like my hair just coming out of the shower immediately. I was like hungover too a little bit, slightly. Day 2 fit check. I was extremely fucking tired. I was done by day 2 too. Like I made day 1. We went out celebrate, or I made day 2. We went out celebrate drinking that night for everybody that made day 2. We had a couple of people in our group make top 32 of Genesis, so we were just celebrating, everyone doing well, celebratory drinks. I was cooked by the next morning. I wasn't hungover, but I was just like, after 9 rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh on day 1, I was exhausted. Let's see here. Here's a thread. But yeah, met Sean Snyder, super nice guy, super cool. That I was happy. The White Forest goat. It was funny because he was just standing there with like his friends, like his play group, his like locals people, and they're like, "Wow!" They're like joking. It's like, "Wow, is this guy famous to done?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's the White Forest goat. Like, I'm the White Forest Vtuber, but he's the White Forest goat. Like, he's the one who's gotten like all the success with major tournaments with it. I just yap on stream. I just make silly little videos behind a Vtuber model, about it." So now I guess I'm gonna become the Ritual of Light and Darkness VTuber at this point. And then, yeah, I think that's about it. Like I said, I should have gotten a lot more pictures with people, but I just got super busy. I got super busy while I was there. That I should have made more time for it, or because like by the time it was round 13 for the tournament, I like dropped and I was just like, I'm muked out. Like I have no chance of getting top 64, like mathematically impossible for me to get top 64. I personally don't think there is a difference between 65 and 256, like whatever it is. Like, yeah, it was cool to say top 100, but like at that point it just becomes like who stayed in the tournament and like played the last 2 rounds versus like who dropped when they were mathematically impossible not to get an invite. I will say, knowing now for the future, especially like for the YCS, I shouldn't drop, because I want to be able to say like I was top X whatever, even if it wasn't top 64. I want to be able to say I was this number. I think it feels a lot better to say. So I will just play the last 2 rounds out and see if I do all right, or see if I get, because like by the time I was dropping, the people around me were like their opponents were just no showing, so they were just getting free wins regardless. Because again, still mathematically impossible to make top 64 at that point. It was just a matter of like pride of being 65th through whatever number at that point. to point to and say, hey, this. But I was also just like very Yu-Gi-Oh'd out at that point. And was just ready to go back to my hotel room on Sunday. Dropped from the tournament, went to my hotel room immediately, passed out on my hotel bed until like 6 o'clock in the evening when my friends texted me saying they were done with Genesis, and we went out and drank. So I didn't even get to play side events. I'm so sad that I should have played side events too. Should have played side events as well. Almost done sleeving. We're almost done. These sleeves are brand new and I did not expect them to be such a pain, but this is going to look real nice together, chat. And then once we finish sleeving, then we'll open up our envelope. We'll open up our little envelope here. Oh, I got to do sideboard too. Okay. Got to do sideboard. Why are these sleeves so smooth? Love the art of Pharaoh. I'm probably going to buy another Pharaoh full art. I'm gonna see if anyone pulled any. I'm gonna buy another Pharaoh full art. Oh, also, I don't know if we get to it today. Could probably get to it today. I do want to scan through the production. I did not get to watch any of the YCS either. I do want to, or the Nats production, but I am on camera. I know for a fact that I will be on camera in multiple times. Because like I saw them recording like right next to me as I was playing, and I'm just like, oh god, oh geez. So so I know I'm going to be on camera. It's just a matter of I don't know when on there. But if you did watch the broadcast and you did see me, yeah, give me timestamps. Give me timestamps. I wanted to do guess the card too. Of course, you were on camera during misplays too. I never misplayed on camera. I will say that. That is the good thing, at least, about not being on the feature match, is at least I was not. I didn't have a chance to screw up and be laughed at on camera. Oh no, maybe YCS Houston. I'll try and see if I can get on guess the card. I'm worried like I'm being too hard on these cards. These sleeves are very tight. Very tight. Yeah, I'll definitely watch YCS in my free time and see if I can find timestamps, and we'll point to him in next stream and point and laugh. Be like, yeah, there he is. There's his soul destroyed. You can find the exact moment in the rounds that my soul was crushed and destroyed. That I was like starting to get scared for my life, and that it was like around 7 or around 8, and I'm like sweating, hoping to make top cut or hoping to make day 2 cut, and scared for my life. Hungry, thirsty, tired, sleepy, everything, every debuff imaginable. For the love of God, can we get a Forbidden Crown reprint? It's coming. It's gonna come at the end of when they announce the like year stuff. Pretty sure it's gonna be in those, because we're not getting 10s this year. I'm not getting year 10s, but instead we're getting that the retrains. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be in that, the reprints of that. But it's also in the new tournament packs as well. It is in the new tournament packs. How many more cards do we have? Oh my god. Why is this going so slow? What the hell? Thank god I didn't try and do this during the tournament. Yeah, the new tournament packs that you get for like doing well at your locals are actually cracked. They're actually insane. There is Harmonia reprint in there. There is Forbidden Crown reprint in there. They are really, really good. Like, it really is a good incentive to go play your locals and win and do well at your locals. I will be going Saturday and playing. Today is actually locals day, but I'm pretty sure I've got to do VTuber birthday stuff. It is Shizu's birthday today. So we're probably gonna go play like VTuber games with her. I promised. Gotta double check. That reminds me, I gotta double check and see if she's still doing that. All right, I'll do the side deck later. Since I didn't think this would take so long. I didn't think these sleeves would be so hard to double sleeve. Fuck. I have to be like super careful and not push the card. Ah, I'm gonna lose it. 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 What else questions y'all have, chat? Like, any questions you want to ask about the tournament, about how things went, how things ran, cards? Oh, someone asked me, I don't know, Regal's still in the chat? Regal's still in the chat, asked me about siding. I forgot to go over side for the deck. Moshi Regal. Oh, I always forget to talk about sideboard. Yeah, I think where my major mistakes were, obviously, like being tired of missing triggers, and then my sideboard was just like crappy. My sideboard was not, there was a few cards I would have just taken out of the sideboard. Instead. I should have taken out the sideboard. Like, if I had money to spend on sideboard cards, I would have like 100% bought like a playset of Pot Loss and played that. Pot Loss is crazy good into getting access to your non-engine going second. Would have absolutely played that. Probably gonna be my next purchase. And then what else? I shouldn't have played Anti-Spell Fragrance without having like a searcher for it and just hard drawing it. But I think the siding, the ashes were fine. I wish I had a way to main them, but Ash is just not very good this format. Ash is decent into rollout, but usually they have extra starters, extra searchers anyways, so it doesn't really matter. And Ash is bad into like other decks, like branded. Like, it just doesn't do enough against branded, doesn't do enough against KT. But if Super Poly goes, which hopefully it does, because I can then retool my deck completely, we will play like Dominuses instead. You just easily slot in Dominuses. I wish I had crowns too. That was the other thing. Is like I wish I had Forbidden Crowns. Having having 2 crowns or 3 crowns over 3 Super Polys would also have been like really insane for the format. Let's see here. Got about 10 more cards left. Jeez. At least they gave me like 60 sleeves though, and we're only gonna use 55 of them. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. It's probably the faster way. Right? This feels like more than 60 sleeves. This doesn't look like 20 to me. Did they give me 100 sleeves? I think this might be 100 sleeves, chat. Yeah, that's 100. That's way more than 20. Yeah, because we just sleeved up the entire deck. Yo, we got 100 world. All right, I won't say anything. I won't say anything. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. Yeah, normally you're only supposed to get 60. That's crazy. That's wild. Awesome. Cool. I take those. Yeah, because they were telling me at the people I was playing with, or that I was hanging out with the entire vacation or entire time, tell me, yeah, you only really people only really sleeve up their side decks because there's 60, and like if you play a more larger deck than 40, then you won't have enough sleeves for both your sideboard and your main board. But yeah, no, we got 100 sleeves. That's sick as hell. All right, we take those. We don't say anything. No one will ever know, chat. No one will ever know. Fallen and Virtuous, very good card. Oh, don't need those anymore. Fallen and the Virtuous, very good card. I hope they don't hit it. Please don't hit Fallen and the Virtuous. Fallen and the Virtuous, amazing card. I wonder what they're gonna do to Super Poly. Because it definitely cannot stay at 3. It 100% cannot stay at 3. I don't know if they take it back down to 2 or if they limit it. If they limit it, it's basically a ban. Because no one's gonna play it at 1. Outside of like maybe the Predaplant players. Or like the other decks that search it. But no one... No one's gonna play it at 3. Or no one's gonna play it at 1. Fairy Tail could search it, so they'd probably play it at 1 as well. I'm just ready to be off that card because it's such a huge investment to play that card too. This got messed up. Hold on. Oh, the sleeves. Oh my god. Hold on. There we go. About to have to start spitting in the sleeves, lubricate them, figure out something to do. They're just not sliding in properly. And the card, like on the inside, gets pushed up out of the original sleeve. Thankfully, they're at least supers, so they'll be fine. There we go. Yo, Neko on freak mode? What do you mean on freak mode? You gotta lubricate your sleeve sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta lubricate your sleeves. Gotta spit on them a little bit, teach them a lesson, slap them around. I heard cleaning, but never lubricate them. Oh, Regal. I'm glad you're back. I sideboard. I forgot to talk about sideboard. I know you were interested in sideboard. I apologize. I got 3 more cards to sleeve, and then I'll show the sideboard. I'll be honest, there's so many times I opened this fucking BLS during my turn or during my games. I'm so sad. Like, this is like the one card you don't want to open. Like, even if you open Ritual Spell plus the Magician of Chaos, like, that's so much better to start your plays. It's Rax from YouTube. Hello, Liquid Wax. I don't know. Finally figured out how to use my number. Hell yeah. Nice. Welcome in off of Twitch. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Ugh. Oh, I forgot to mix it up. I'm so sorry. That's what I forgot. Okay, that's why I didn't show anything. I apologize. I will refund. Don't use points. Don't spend points. Don't spend points. Don't spend points. Hold. There we go. Now it works. Sorry about that. Open Chaos Origins and saw Starlight and I was about to ship myself and thought it would be a full art, but it was Hamon and Thunder. That's still fine. No, like, Sacred Beast is crazy in Genesis. There were so many Sacred Beast players. It did so well in Genesis. So, like, that's perfectly fine. People are going to want that Starlight. I wish I didn't sell my Blitzclick Starlight that I pulled so quickly. Because Blitzclick is crazy in Genesis. Insanely good in Genesis. But I literally traded all my Blitzclick stuff for the Black Chaoses that I needed for this deck. Like, if you remember our box openings from Chaos Origins, I don't think I ever uploaded that video either on YouTube. I'm so behind on content, chat. We opened like cracked Blitzclick stuff. Selling an Aeon Starlight this weekend. Yeah, that was my I pulled an Aeon Starlight in my in my not prize packs, participation packs, for one of the events too, like out of my 5 participation packs. Yeah, that is easy trade bait for the Black Chaoses you're missing. A lot of people want those Starlights. 100%. Like never be afraid to make up money in trades with cards. Yeah, I did 1-for-1 the Blitzclick Whisker Starlight that I pulled, which is probably a mistake now because that card was crazy good and insane in Genesis, for the Black Chaos. And then I did a I Crackle and the other secret plus like $30 for the other Black Chaos, and that was my playset of Black Chaoses. An Aeon is half a Black Chaos. That's fair. It's valid. I mean, Invoked didn't really do anything this weekend. There was a few players on Invoked Draco Tail though. I think it's going to be fine. A fine deck. Especially it's getting another wave of support and Beyond the Brave as well. There's also some waves of support and stuff, some new cards that got announced while I was gone, so I'll have to cover them eventually as well. All right, one more card. Come on, don't fight me on this. Don't fight me on this. Get in there. Perfect. All right, main deck sleeved. Main deck championship sleeved. Let's go. Championship main deck. Or championship catters. Like me. Champion catters like me. There we go. Now I get to like just press this all down and weigh this all down so they don't warp. Sweet. Hell yeah. Nice shuffleable sleeves. Awesome. Yeah, I think they gave me like at least 100. There's at least 100 in here, because that is still heavy. Like that's an entire deck right there. That's another deck of sleeves right there. That's crazy. That's wild. Side deck. All right, I forgot to do this talking about it. Side deck and what I would change for the side deck. My side deck for the tournament was 3 Ash Blossom, because I was not maining Ash Blossom, and you need Ash Blossom somewhere in the 55. I would just side this in, literally just going first every game, just to play around Mole Charmings. That was its only use. Or side it into matchups like KT and Sky Striker, where Mole Charmings are just not good. But and then we were on 3 Lava Golem for board breaking. Lava Golem was insane all weekend when I opened it or had access to it. Lava Golem was really good. It's probably the best board breaker in this format. 2 Droll and Lockbird, just because Droll shuts down every deck. Hopefully that card gets put to 1 eventually. 2 Evenly Matched for board breaking. This was for Rolad matchup and also for decks. I was afraid of Spell Canceller combo decks. So I just wanted a board breaker that wasn't a spell. So I took out Lightning Storms, put it Evenly Matched. And Evenly Matched is very good into Rolad because it changes the effect to your opponent. So, and you can also just go Farah, show Evenly Matched, and then go to battle, activate Evenly Matched, and they can't respond to it. They can't negate it. So yeah, Farah, very good. Farah, very awesome. If you have access to Farah. And then the other breaker was Harpy's Feather Duster, just for back row decks. Didn't really side this much in, or didn't see it, so but I mean, it's here for back row just in case. 2 Solemn Warnings for going first. Anti-Spell Fragrance for going first. I definitely should not have played Anti-Spell Fragrance. This was Solemn Judgment, and honestly, should have been either like 6 Perulia, Solemn Judgment, or something else. This card was a hindrance and bad. And then final card was Sea Monster Theseus for Super Poly Target for KT. that just never came out because we bricked both times against KT, and that was the only time we played KT. Could it be 75, like 60 for extra deck, 15 for side deck? This feels like a lot more than, I'm gonna count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So there are 60 sleeves here, plus the 40. Yeah, no, they gave me 100 sleeves because we sleeved a 40 card deck. So this is 100 sleeves of the championship qualifier sleeves. Hell yeah. I love that. I'm so glad they did that. I've got to ask my friends if they got it as well. Sweet. We'll have tons left over then. I can literally sleeve up an entire other deck, even after I use these for side deck. Yeah. Neat. I think this is the first, if it's the same case for everybody else, I think it's the same. I think this is the first year they've done that. Pharah out here feeling like a Dark Ruler No More replacement in some decks. Yeah, pretty much. No, Pharah, every time I opened Pharah or had access to Pharah, she was very strong. And even if her job was to just eat a ghost spell, eating a ghost spell instead of your engine is very good. So I will probably find a way to play second Pharah again. I think it was a mistake not to play more Pharah. There was very few times that I sided her out. Okay. I'm probably gonna change the sideboard, so I don't wanna sleeve the sideboard yet. Is it time? Is it time, chat? I think it's time. It might be time. It should be time. I think it might be time. Let me change. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let me change. For some reason, the contrast is like insane. I don't know why. There we go. I don't know why the contrast got insane. Best bisexual streamer 2026. What? That's MBT. I cannot steal that from him. That's MBT. I cannot steal that. What is inside this envelope? This is the World Championship Qualifier, otherwise known as NAWCQ. Nats, Nats, North American Nats. I don't know why I call it Nats. I'm just so used to calling it Nationals. But yeah, this is the North American WCQ. So it includes Canada. That means your favorite Catboy. That means your favorite Catboy is in the top 100 of players in North America, including Canada. But what is inside this envelope is the day 2. This is what you get for reaching day 2. This means you are in the top 256 of players after day 1 to go to day 2. 256 players. I think there was like 3,000 plus at this tournament. So top 256 gets this envelope, and inside this little envelope is a pack, and inside that pack is a special stamped card. So we're gonna open up this envelope, and we have a special stamped card here. We have the Konami World Championship Qualifier stamped card. 25 YC PWCQ01, not for sale. So yeah, we're gonna find out what's inside. I'm gonna be very, very careful not to rip too far down because these are very hard to open. Oh, it's a spell. It's a spell. I did see it's a spell. It's not a blue eyes. Unfortunately, it's not a blue eyes. Well, I'm being very careful. Being very careful. Being very careful. Not to bend the card. Let me get it out from here. Almost there. Almost there. I should have just gotten scissors at this point. It's like double. All right. I am going to. Yeah, there we go. Finally got the plastic covering. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, so my card for Nats Day 2, my stamped Day 2 qualifier card is... Ooh! It's a Pot of Desires! Yeah, the pack is like double laminated, like on the inside. Like it is double laminated. You could be the first bisexual Yu-Gi-Oh champion of 2026. True! Truing. Stamped Pot of Desires. That actually might not be bad, because this card, especially in like Striker, is heavily played. This card saw a lot of play, so let me get it up to the camera. Hold on, let me see if I can fix the focus. 1 second. How much the stamp card's worth? No idea. The blue eyes, one of the options is a blue eyes white dragon, and the blue eyes is like $600, $1,000. Like what? Like a listing for it was 1,000, and like it's sold for like 600. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out where. There we go. Trying to figure out where my camera settings are. Figure video, camera control, autofocus, apply. Okay. Focus. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. So it is only a rare, so no foiling, unfortunately. But it has the first ever, this is the first time they've done it. It's the first ever World Championship qualifier stamp right there on the art. And then yeah, limited edition print. Sorry, I'm trying to like read the camera at the same time. But yeah, limited edition print. Yeah, it's just a Pot of Desires. That's really neat. Konami should have made them all secret. I think they like go up in rarity how you do. Like I think top 64 gets one that is they're supers, and then top 32 gets ultras. But I'm fine with this. I think this is fine for like a day 2 prize. Let me see. Let me grab this. Let me grab this. Is this penny sleeve dirty? No, it's fine. We'll penny sleeve it. And we will, oh, is there already a penny sleeve in here? No, there's not a penny sleeve in here. Mario, hello, baby boy. My cat has been just not leaving my side the entire time I came back. I was gone for 4 days and he thought I was gone forever. He has not left my side. There we go. Boom. Pot of Desires in a WCQ. I have to see if anyone finds it. If anyone finds a listing, I have no idea how much it's worth. But that was my World Championship qualifier envelope pack or card, and it easily slides into that. Perfect. Sage, hello. Yes, I see you. Yes, you're very cute. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna see if we can do this. See if we can do this. Hold on, hold still. Hold still. Oh, chunkers. Big fluff. Yes, that's my plastic. Oh, you're sitting. Okay, I didn't think you would sit. I thought you would want to get down immediately. Yep, that's you. That's you. That's hello. Hello. He is happy on this mat now. Was not planning for that outcome, I'll be perfectly honest. I was not planning for this outcome. Let me move my deck over. Sage, can you turn around? Can you turn around for the people? Come here, come here. Can you turn around for the people? Can you not show them your butt? Oh, that's the microphone. There he is. There's head. There's head. We found head. Okay. Oh, okay. You like this mat. All right. Well, he likes the mat, chat. He at least likes the mat. Can I pull this back? Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay, that's as far as I can pull it back. Stop rubbing on the cord, please. Stop rubbing on the cord. This was a mistake. This was a mistake. There we go. There's head. There's, oh my God. Oh, upside down kitty. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so this is Sage. Oh. This is Sage. He's happy to be here. Happy to be on stream. I think this is the first time I've gotten him to like lay down on the mat. Oh, there he is. There he is. It's the first time I've gotten him to lay down on the mat on stream. That's how like cuddly he has been since I've been gone. He was scared I was never going to return. His food source was going to be empty. Oh, look at this big guy. Look at this big fluff machine. This big fluff boy. Yeah, he is part Maine Coon, so he is just giant and fluffy. Like he reaches across the span of my couch. Actually, I need to go get him like groomed now that I'm back, because he gets his hair is very fine and gets matted very easily. Yeah, everyone in the chat say hi, Sage, so he knows you're there. Oh, he is. Listen to him purr. Listen to little purr, baby. He's happy to be here. All right, I am gonna have to move you, big guy. I'm so sorry. I am gonna have to move you. I know you just got comfy, but this is not the stream for that. I will have to figure out another stream time to show you off. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's so sweet. He's so sweet and cute. Hold on. What if I do? There we go. There we go. He's so sweet and cute. Oh, big scritches. Big scritches. No. It's funny because he loves to be like pet like a dog, because he's part Maine Coon. He loves to be just like scratched constantly. Like he likes a very rough pet. And like he will like want to be let out like a dog. Like it's crazy. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me figure out how I'm gonna get him off here one time. There we go. Much better. Yeah, it's good enough. Good enough for now. So yeah, that was my experience. That was my cat. I don't know what else. I don't know what else really to talk about. My day 2 was just kind of like a mess. Round 10 opponent. Oh, I guess I didn't talk about that. Round 10 opponent. So first round of day 2. Very early in the morning, like 9:30 in the morning, we got started. Like super insane early time. I sit down. I roll out my mat. I set down my field center, introduce myself to my opponent, and my opponent's and ask him how his day is going. And my opponent looks at my field center, looks up at me, and goes, "I recognize your voice." And my response was, "Oh no, oh fuck." I was not expecting that first thing in the morning on day 2 of nationals. My opponent on round 10 was a catter, and I was like, man, he's like, I was in your chat during your streams before you left for nationals. I was like, oh man, you know my every move, then you know like what deck I'm playing. So very nice guy, shout outs to him. Very fun game, very fun back and forth. It was on Sky Striker. It was they're in the chat earlier. Billy Talent Bound on YouTube. So we played a very fun game 2 or game 10 against Sky Striker. Sauced me up game 1, set 5 back row with 0. Game 2, I go full combo with Droll because I opened Call by the Grave for Ash. And then game 3, he goes Sky Striker 0, set 2 back row, and we were able to break his board with Black Chaos being like unaffected and get lethal through everything. Sky Striker still sees play. Sky Striker won the entire nationals. Sky Striker was a great meta call with how much KT was around. Cool Tune was around. Sky Striker Ryan Yu went 18-0 with Sky Striker to win the whole nationals. He was just saucing up every KT player the entire tournament. KT or Sky Striker has an amazing matchup into KT because Sky Striker just draws so many cards, so much engine, and is hard to interact with their spells. All because KT just really has like the one spell pop, which doesn't really matter, and the one face up negate or the negate and the negate with Zullen. So if you play through the Zullen Omni negate or force out the Zullen Omni negate with like a Widow Anchor, or stop their RS, like you just kind of roll KT with Sky Striker. These sleeves feel so nice to shuffle. Oh my god, they feel so good. I love good feeling sleeves, chat. I love the feel of them in my hands. Love being able to just quick shuffle. I am expecting KT to still get hit heavily though, and once KT gets hit heavily, I think that just like opens the floodgates for a lot of decks, because unfortunately like a lot of decks right now are kept down in the format because of KT's existence. So I hope sooner rather than later they just absolutely obliterate KT. All right. Well, I think that's gonna be it for me. I think that's gonna be here. There we go. I'll put Black Chaos on top. That's a good card to put on top. I think that's gonna be it for me for today. Like I said, I've got a lot of editing to do, to go through. I don't know if I'm gonna upload the vlog. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't know how I felt about the vlog. I tried vlogging the entire trip and getting like B-roll and stuff of traveling to play like music over or something, but I can't envision like how good it will turn out. So I don't know if I'm gonna do the vlog The next video that's going to come out is going to be the deck guide for this deck. Just like showing off the cards, just basically what I did today, just like the deck tech, showing everything, what I felt about cards. And then this stream is going to go to members only stream. This VOD will be. So if you want to be a member, if you want to join a membership, be like, it's like $1. I'm pretty sure it's like $1.59, something like that, $2 after tax. If you want the information for today, I'll show here to make the member only stream special. I will show the bridge from what was it that we did? We did both engines. I'll show the bridge. I'll show both bridges before I go. I'll show both bridges before I go. So let's do Diabell Star only plus monster plus blanks or whatever, without access to, there we go, there's 5 cards without access to any other engine. So how we bridge into Rolad with just Diabell Star just as a main engine. Shuffle up our deck. We start off, draw, stand by main. Ideally, we have a wanted as well, or we have wanted instead of a blank, or let's just do wanted instead of Diabell Star, and then 5 blanks, or 4 blanks and a wanted. There we go. Boom. So with this hand, we'll start off draw phase, go wanted to add our Diabell Star. We'll add the pretty Diabell Star. Stand by main, go Diabell Star special, send one of our blanks, and then Diabell Star effect to set here. Set our deception. If they go like effect veiler, I mean, if you have fallen in the virtuous and they go effect veiler or whatever, you can fall in the virtuous your own Diabell Star, but no one was on effect veiler, no one was on imperms or anything. It's just too weak of a hand trap right now. But we'll go deception, send the Fua. You want to keep the Diabell Star on the field, add your hollowed. Now we will go banish the Diabell Star for our Dmod. And then we'll go Dmod effect to search. And you're going to, if you don't have access to both engines, you're always going to search. You're always going to search your Magician Souls. So now we can go Magician Souls. Dump Black Chaos because it is a spellcaster. The special summon the Magician Souls. It sends for cost. So even if they ash the summon of this from hand or anything like that, you still get the Black Chaos in the grave, which is all we want. Now here you can decide whether you want to draw cards with Magician Souls. To see if you draw into extra engine. I mean, that's the good flexibility part of this deck, is you can just send extra spells that you have that you don't need to try and draw into that double engine. Because if you want something back, like your Super Poly or like your Fallen in the Virtuous, if you get access to the Democ, then you can just add it back from your grave. But we'll do it without drawing. So we will go link these two off into our cross sheep. Oh, that's my sideboard. I don't know why I was looking at that. Make cross sheep. Go hollowed. Make Mursi Algo and put it to the arrow that the cross sheep is pointing, because we need that revive. And now cross shape effect because we summoned a fusion monster to it. Gets us the Magician Souls. You can also do this with Link 3 plays you can also do Illusylvia. Wait for a cross shape to go Illusylvia, or go Murasiliago first and use that as material to make your cross shape. Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. They both get to the same thing. So we'll go cross shape effect, revive the Magician Souls, and now you can go either into your 3 or your 4. Doesn't really matter. We do want the Murasiliago in the grave. Yeah, we still get there with this hand. So we go 3. Into our Celine. Ooh. Into Celine. And we have a ton of spells in the grave. We have Hollowed, Deception, Super Poly, Wanted. So even off of just having Wanted, you will have 3 spells in the grave with Hollowed, Wanted, and Deception. That's why this line is so good. So Celine gets 3 counters. We use those 3 counters, revive the Magician Souls. Here again, you can use Magician Souls effect to draw if you just want to get these spells out of your hands, or at any time through that combo of us reviving the Magician Souls, you can get to draw cards off of its on-field effect. Now we have a 3 and 5. Now we make Zinna. And then we go Zinna effect, dump from deck the Skull Archfiend of Chaos. And now that triggers Skull Archfiend of Chaos. And even if they interrupt this, it sends for cost the ritual spell. So that's all we need, is we just want the ritual spell in the grave. But we'll add the Dark Chaos here, Magician of Black Chaos. And the reason why we only need the ritual spell in grave is because we'll go effective with the ritual spell, non-targeting, add back anything that mentions the ritual spell. So we'll add back that Black Chaos that we added earlier. And now we can go discard Black Chaos to place Mind Shuffle face up on the field. So now we have access to full engine. And we still get in board. We still go Light and Darkness Ritual, banish the Black Chaos, get Black Chaos, add back any one of our powerful spells. We can add back the Super Poly if we wanted to. Typically, you'll probably add back Wanted if possible, if you don't have access to a second Wanted. We haven't even gone into Murasilia, or we haven't even gone to Illusylvia yet. So we can go, oh, I never searched off of, yeah, I never searched off of Murasiliago. Whoops. Sorry. There will also be a Wanted in hand now too. So we'll go, Hollowed. I got way too excited. That's fine. This is not going to go on YouTube, or this is not going to be on the video. But yeah, we added the Wanted with the Murasiliago. We shuffle back the Murasiliago, get back our Hollowed. No chain Wanted because we activated Wanted to start this turn. So Hollowed. Make the Illusylvia. Send the Wanted. We'll go Black Chaos, add back the extra Wanted. So now we have access to Diabell Star during our opponent's turn. We can go Wanted, banish, put Deception on the bottom to draw a card. Draw a random card. It's a blank. There we go. And we still have, if we want to get rid of this Zinna, we go Skull Archfiend effect, shuffle back Ritual of Light and Darkness, shuffle back Black Chaos, shuffle back any one of our starters, shuffle back Wanted. Why not? Put these back on the bottom. Black Chaos or Skull Archfiend of Chaos. Link these two off. And now we have an SP Little Knight. So I won't set the spells and traps just because they are technically blanks, but we do have 4 cards in hand, full access to Mind Shuffle. One of them that's not a blank is the Wanted, like we'll guarantee Wanted at least. So 3 cards in hand plus Wanted. You go during their draw phase, you go Mind Shuffle effect, chain Wanted to add the Diabell Star. And then you go and with the Mind Shuffle effect, you add, and so add Diabell Star, Mind Shuffle effect, add the Skull Archfiend of Chaos, and then you discard the Diabell Star instead of the Skull Archfiend of Chaos, because then Diabell Star will revive, give you another level 7 body. Send the Skull Archfiend effect, send the other ritual spell, and then add your BLS. Boom. So yeah, that is how you bridge both engines together. Or that's the reverse way to bridging both engines. I already talked about how to bridge with Rolad into Azamina, but it is very good. It's a very good deck. It's very fun to play. I will not do it on this mat in the future. I'm gonna do this all again. I'm gonna finish the second part of this video guide off stream, and I'm gonna do it back on the crown mat because this mat is horrible to read cards on. But yeah, I'm really happy with how well this deck did and how well this deck performed. I'm excited to continue playing this deck in the future. Crushing, that, and that. Perfect. Okay. All right. All right. Now that all being said, let me move all of this over. Let me move this back over. Let me move this back over. There we go. Okay. Now that all being said, move that over here. Move this over here. Move this over here. I'm gonna have to figure out my sideboarding for the future. What I want to change for the sideboarding. Let me fix this camera real fast. There we go. Much better. Much better. There we go. So, all right, that all being said and done, that's gonna be it for me. Got 3 hours. We spent 3 hours yapping. Okay, I'm gonna put this stream as a members only stream to reward y'all for being here and like, I guess make like the information, let y'all have access to the information. But if you want access to this VOD, just become a member. It'll be $2, I think, on YouTube. It's like $1.50 something plus tax. And then it'll go, after a few days, it'll go back to being a full access stream while I work on editing the other stuff to talk about the other videos for this deck. And then so be on the lookout for the deck tech for this. We're going to talk about it very shortly or very briefly about how well I did. And then what else? I still have box opening videos that I still haven't edited out, still haven't completed. So I still need to put those out as well. But yeah, it's gonna be very busy, very busy. But that being said, Guys, gals, and YouTube catters, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for welcoming me back. I'm happy to be back. Happy to be back from Minneapolis. Happy to be back from vacation. Happy to be back streaming again, making content again. Even if it's going to be so busy and I'm so behind, regardless, I'm just happy to be back on stream with my catters. There we go. Perfect. Boom. But that all being said, guys, gals, and YouTube catters, hope you have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, Tuesday night. I gotta get some sleep and get back to my overnight overnight work schedule for this week. Next Wednesday is actually my birthday, the 22nd. I have no idea what we're gonna do. I'm hopefully going to be off on Wednesday and Thursday next week for my birthday for like an early weekend. And if that's the case, I'm gonna be streaming and doing stuff. But yeah, next Wednesday is my birthday. So hope to see y'all there. If I do stream on those days, I'll let y'all know on YouTube and on Discord in the channel. But that all being said, guys, gals, and YouTube catters, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, Tuesday night, Wednesday Meowning, and I will see y'all for the next stream for the next video. So as always, catters,